Please give up the fight. You will find throughout your life that the only thing you're really fighting with is yourself. You're fighting with your mind. Can I do this thing that's in front of me? Who am I supposed to be? And how can I get there? What is it? And so that battle keeps going on until you decide that, oh, wait a minute, maybe I should start going in this direction. Maybe I should start to accept myself. And so that's what I'm going to give you today so that you can start to accept yourself, because that is the only fight that you've been having. And you probably would have been having it a lot more recently because the world has been changing. And so you would have been changing and you would have been awakened to something within you that's coming through now. I had a Wilhelm channeling session yesterday on this full moon, a really powerful one. There were other things happening, other energetic things happening. So I knew that a lot would probably come through. And the day before, I was just consumed with receiving information, so it was kind of a lot. Then I did the session yesterday, and I listened to it afterwards, and I was really taken back. It kind of floored me, and then I was exhausted because I heard so much more that came through. Then this morning, I did when I got up to my meditation, I knew I had to do this. I was led to it something else. It says, please give up the fight. And that was a message that I received on this date 5 years ago. And I'll read that to you because it will help you give up the fight as well. And I'm going to leave this little document with you so you'll have it with this video. But also you'll have the link for the session that was held yesterday, because you'll receive so much from that. When I know, and you'll understand why I know who you are, why I know that you have something really valuable within you that you're meant to bring to the world. And my purpose, life purpose, was to develop something and bring to the world so that you could know that, and so that our world could know that. But that seemed really a bit too big for me. Just like your dream might feel enormous to you, but I'm telling you, it is not. And you will understand that soon. But let me show you the message, because you can find it. It's on the site, anyadvicefortoday.com, and also the replay from the session that happened yesterday. You'll be able to find that as well. And then I'll explain to you why I am doing all of this. When we come into the world, we have no clue as to who we're going to become, and it unfolds as we live, and sometimes it's quite different. So this morning, I am not Wilhelm. Our messenger asked for permission to become his authentic self, and we said yes. After you see the video he does to accompany these messages, hopefully you will say yes. That will be when you give up the fight to becoming your best self, which is your authentic self. Right, so then it goes back to this message, which I will read to you because I do want you to have this one, because this way I can explain it a bit more. And I'm doing this for so many other people as well. I'm doing this for you, but I'm always also doing this for people who know me, people who are in my program, my family, my friends, because no one knew what I was up to all these years. You don't know what you have either. It builds. Okay, please give up the fight. We are speaking to each of you, and Roger more specifically, as he is fighting us in receiving this message. You are each born into the world with characteristics, inclinations, and desires that are unique and quite individual. None of them are precisely the same. You each have difficulty with this because you judge and measure everything in physical terms and then label them as good or bad and right and wrong. Now, because you don't understand this completely, you will view others who either came before or are in your current experience. Then when you experience your differences, you tend to think something is wrong with you, or you are off track in some way. You will know you are operating in this manner because you feel uncomfortable, sad, depressed, and sometimes even angry. Those emotions are meant to alert you to the fact you are fighting against yourself. Roger has done this for decades, and brilliantly, we might add. He will serve as an excellent example for you all. Roger finds it challenging to release his need to inspire and support others. Those close to him judge his behavior as being odd, but he finds it impossible and physically uncomfortable to operate any other way. We have spoken of this often, and you can find a message we gave: you can't be anyone else and be happy. Here's the story. Roger received an email from a client last night expressing their appreciation for his work. Roger couldn't read it or respond until this morning. We want him to place those words here, and that is where he is fighting us. The client is from another country, and we don't want him to correct the English. Also, today, Roger is visiting with friends he has not seen or spoken to in 50 years. They sent him a message which he didn't understand and pushed back on. We want him to find that as well. We gave him a process to use, which he gives to his clients, called Find Your Own Motivation. The instruction is to find and appreciate your accomplishments. He doesn't do it himself, which is why we are taking this opportunity now. We thank you for your indulgence. Message 1. Let me also take this opportunity to thank you for the great job you have done. I will make sure I work so hard on what I have learned. You are such a kind, nice, and helpful person to work with. I did not feel judged or looked down on, but you did your best to help me from my level. Thank you once again, sir. May God bless you and take you far in what you are doing for other people. I also read your newsletters, which are very helpful. Message 2. Wonderful. You are one of the high points of this trip, literally and figuratively. Yeah, those are all the messages and compliments that I would push back on, because what I've done all my life, I thought this couldn't have possibly happened. That I created this philosophy, that I brought in something that could help people become and know who they are, and that would lead to something being quite different in our world. And then I had to look at it and say, oh, it did. And you'll see what I mean, because you'll have this, you'll read through them, you'll understand how you progress and come to your greatness, because we all have it. We'll get to it in different ways. Okay, there are many phrases or sayings from your collective past that hold meaning and resonate for you simply because of the inherent truth they carry. One would be, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. And we all know that one, and I know it well, which is why I wrote the book on it. When I've moved through all of these things, I always write them so I can give it to others. Here you are. You have done your part, and now you can relax. This is saying our part was being born. We were born with something that we were meant to develop, and this is just another way of offering that encouragement so we know what we're up to, basically. Here's another one. Healing is what you experience while in physical form, when you move from uncomfortable state of being to a comfortable state of being. And you'll find that that uncomfortable state of being is also you not owning yourself. Now this goes on, and I wanted you to see, because I've just discovered this. There's an organization in the messages that I've received all of these years, and there's always a theme. And I talked about this in just a few other people, but it also came through in the channeling session yesterday, that this organization, I didn't understand them, but that's why people who use this work would find the difference. And I'm going to explain it in a little bit another way. Okay, as you see each message, you will go through it. And then at the end of it, there is a channeling session, and you'll see that as well. In 1989, when I received my first Wilhelm message, I had no intention of giving it to other people or using it or doing anything with it. I did not know what it contained, and I actually hid from it. I actually ran from it because it was so unbelievable to me that I was making this connection. But see, because I believe that we're all connected to this greater presence. You can call it whatever you want, but I just know it's this greater presence. I didn't come up with these words. I didn't write that information. I didn't get that knowledge just from pull it out of the air. But it did come from somewhere, because it worked and it healed my entire life. And so I'm sitting here looking at this and listening to the session from yesterday and thinking, I'm going to do more now. That's you as well. See, the only reason that we don't really achieve what we want in our lives and manifest this really great life or world is because we stop. We know exactly what to do. We know exactly how we can get somewhere, but we stop. And I know that because I've developed the plan to get there. And you'll see all of that really soon. But just look at all of this. Enjoy this. We are at a critical place in our civilization. That is something that I could not have known, but I channeled all of that information, and that is what Wilhelm has given me. And we are not all going to believe everything, but you must believe yourself. That is what your life is about, and that's what all of this work was about, was for you to understand your importance, why you're in the world, that you are going to make a contribution when you accept who you are and stop fighting against yourself, and I will help you because I'll stop doing that as well. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to the channel if it's your first time, and enjoy all the information. You are brilliant. See you soon.